dynasties like that.
Ended up getting 1 DPS.
Oh, wow.
And I got 14,000 rep to get to be revered so I can buy the key for a dungeon. And I got a heroic I got to run in there to get my flight form up to 300, so it'll keep up with the rest of the birds and everybody else. Yeah, I think I'll take off. See you guys probably tomorrow.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. Good night.
Why?
No fun that way. Not bad.
Okay, do not die, do not die, do not die. God damn it. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they shoot through the walls here, which is BS.
I know, and they just webbed my ass to the ground.
Sounds like a good night out.
Ah, shit. I'm just gonna go back to where you are. What the hell?
Oh, you got out of range. Good. Heal yourself and then come res me.
Shit. How the hell did I do that?
You ran far enough away. This isn't
I
a
know,
dungeon.
but it's like there were mobs on the other side that I thought I aggroed, but I guess I didn't.
Hots for the win.
Okay, where are you?
I came in. I'm inside the square. Right in the corner. Right around the corner from where we were.
Oh, shit.
I wouldn't say #1 guild, but I would say probably the fastest growing guild.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well,
I'd like to be, but I mean, it's the reality is I mean, you got a lot of big hardcore guilds, and we have a big massive split between casual, progressive, levelers. I mean, just a bunch of different things going on in our guild. So there's really no way to specify top guilds.
Got the guild I used to be a part of, which was like major raiding. I hardly ever see anybody on anymore. Oh no, I came to this one because the guild leader was an asshole.
It all depends on what you think makes the top guild.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It's not even necessarily because you can have, top leveling guild, you could have top rating guild, top social guild. I mean, there's a bunch of different aspects that you can consider with top. It's
Yeah, that's more of a personal thing. What your objectives are, what you want to achieve. I mean, like if you want to clear content, you probably want to get with a really sweaty guild where most of them they've got their character, they log in, they raid, they log off, and they might log in and do a bit of farming and get their materials or whatever, but then you won't see them all week till next raid day. Yeah. So like the bunch of guys here, they're a good bunch of guys to get on and socialize with and go and do dungeons and raids and just generally have a bit of fun and bullshit to each other.
yeah.
So like that's a win in my book.
they used to. I don't know if they still do it anymore.
I think that there is some kind of a ranking system on content that's cleared. So like so raiding dungeons that have been cleared and who clears them first, and
I would say we're one of the largest guilds.
And fastest growing. We're like the
yeah.
block.
I wouldn't say that Velocity is one of the top guilds because most people would associate the top guilds with who's clearing raids.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I would say probably one of the larger guilds, but that's as far as I would really take it as of right now.
Up and coming.
Yeah.
We are like the new shiny toy into the Christmas tree, but
we're the knockoff brand of a Samsung. we're an Apple product right now, but eventually we'll be an Android.
I'm on board with that comment.
We're talking, you know, those T-shirts that Drew was talking about.
And upgrading our Discord for better quality. Yeah, we're looking to make some shirts up.
Yeah, he wants to make up some shirts for Velocity, and I was like, hey, you know what? Screw it. Why not?
Raid night, get the cameras on, you know what I mean? Get your game face.
I don't know. You know, the last time Shield saw your game face, he was having a good old ball over there. Yeah, Drew, you're really focused.
Bro, it's tanking, bro. Serious business. Serious business. Got my tank face on. Yeah, eventually that's where it gets to, right? People want to be part of the crew. It's like, all right, first 10 people, it's free or it's on the guild, and after that, you got to buy in and probably do a raffle like once a week. You know, hey, who did the best job at raid this week? Get a shirt. Yeah, we don't want him dropping them off to his kids for free. I mean, you got to charge for those guys. Rugrat.
Charge them child labor.
Probably $15. Been a while, but it's, you know, it used to be like $750 a shirt, and right, design plus COVID now drove up on a lot of stuff.
Okay, I have us a tank for care. If anybody's still interested in doing this, we just need to get another tank and a few healers. Anybody interested?
I say that again. I think you went a little too quick for everybody.
I said I've got a tank that was willing to go to Karazhan. Just need another tank, so, 2 healers, and a few DPS.
Okay. Well, you got my healer, that's for sure.
Okay, who am I inviting then? Just tell me the name and I'll invite you.
Oh, Jiu-Jitsu, but I'll be on in a few minutes. Right now I'm on somebody else on that account. Let me start wrapping this up. I'm gonna get out of SM and eat some food and be ready for raid.
Last night was kind of a last minute thrown together. Usually what I'll do is like I'll put groups together ahead of time, but it was impossible this week with everything that had been going on, so I just yeah, so to speak. I mean, I had a couple people that I had brought in to try to specifically gear up, and well, so when we get into the aspect of the 25-man stuff, especially phase 1, it's kind of you get what you get. Next time we go into the phase 2 content, yeah, I'm going to be a lot more strict about who's going in. We just had a lot of flaws when we went in there the last time, so it's unfortunate, but you know, even people that we typically had in our phase 1 runs, that like Karazhan, it just we got away from the actually practicing mechanics and stuff like that, and it impacted hard with SSC. Some people struggle with mechanics, and we just carried them through. So that's one of the main focuses right now, is getting everybody back on board with focusing on mechanics, making sure everybody knows their class. You know, where I mean, my thing is like, and this is just, it's blunt, but it's true. I mean, for me, my realistic expectations is people need to know their class. They need to go that extra step. They need to do their homework and watch videos, watch fights, whatever the case is, because I like Trash, for example, I shouldn't have to explain every single fight. Just like when we went into Kara last night, I wasn't really explaining anything because I knew everybody there knew the stuff. The only time I was really calling anything out was when it's fights that are mechanic heavy and they need to be made aware. Like when you were saying the blizzard call out, if people stand in the blizzard, they're going to die. And a lot of people run into a situation where they're not paying attention, they're not using raid awareness, they're not paying attention to what's going on in the screen, they're looking at their action bars, whatever the case might be. Whereas for me, I'm looking at health pools and everything else because I know my action bars and where everything is at. And I got a 12 button mouse to run 36 keybinds just from my mouse. I don't need to look at my action bar. I can see the screen and I can see the health bars, and that's all I need to focus on. And that's why it's easy for me to do a bunch of call outs. But some people, they miss the call outs. They don't pay attention. They wait for it to be announced, whatever the case is. Some people just want to be followers. They don't want the spotlight put on them, and most of the time you can pick those people out relatively quickly because they'll mute their mic the second they drop in. But yeah, and I mean, in the call out aspect, it's not necessarily just for people that aren't raid aware too. I mean, you got tanks as a perfect example. They've got the boss right in front of their face. They can't see hardly anything that's going on. So if you have somebody in the back that's calling the stuff out, they can adjust from there. Or any melee DPS or whatever the case may be. Now melee DPS is not as crucial as the tank, but it's more like because they can turn their camera and see what's going on, but they still can't see as much as a healer or a ranged DPS can see. So that's part of the team aspect, really. That's one reason I never really fully understood tanks being raid lead in period. I mean, I understand the concept of, okay, they're the ones that are doing all the polls, but they can't see anything. They're going based off of their DBM most of the time, and it's like, okay, that's great, but you can't see everything.
Yeah,
I was just going to say a good raid leader like Kel can always calling out what's coming, even if people don't even if people know what's going on and they know the fights. Sometimes it's always good to just hear what's coming next because you might get distracted for a second, or sometimes you just zone out and oh fuck, I forgot about that. And it's always nice to have someone in the background just calling it out as it goes through, just the play-by-play. I've always liked that in a raid.
I second that.
Be more strict about who I'm picking to bring in the progressive aspect. Say my biggest problem that I run into for me is I try, in all honesty, I try to accommodate everybody as much as I can, and that it's not a necessarily a bad quality, but you know, if, and for instance, like I was saying, you know, like, okay, we're going into progressive content, I got to be more strict about who I'm picking and just say, look, you're not making the cut.
You need to have people who know what they're doing. Like, it's okay, like, if you get a group of people who don't and you're showing them the ropes or you're training them, but it's two different things.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Kel had some questions for me when I first joined up with his raid. It was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different questions that he asked me, and he's like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing. No, I was like, okay, well, at least the raid leader knows what the fuck's going on, and this is going to be a good raid. Yeah, well, yeah, it works both ways. No, I still would have went and seen how it went, and if it was okay, I would have stayed. But if they were just terrible, I would have just left.
All right, this is Drew. I'm the second in command of this guild, and my input is I like to bring things. I like to keep things upbeat, bring attitude, positive attitude, joking, keep things lighthearted. Some people are having a hard time. Sometimes they don't feel sure of themselves. I try to what do you call that? Reassure them. Just try to crack a joke. We had a mage the other night just having a tough time in Gruels, and he wasn't expected to do the job. But I says, "Look, man, you're our premier mage in our guild, man. I'm behind you. I think you could do this. If you can't, it's a good learning experience." So I kind of pumped him up. He was like, "You know what? All right, yeah, that sounds good. I'll give it a go." And he did progressively get better. So at the end of the raid, he comes away, even though he didn't succeed at what he was doing, he's getting more experience at it. And he didn't. I don't think he was sure of himself to step forward for that. So he needed that little push. And that's the kind of guy I am, as Kel's right hand man. I try to bring the best out in people. Anybody?
I mean, I definitely don't disagree with what he's saying. There's plenty of times where he even with me, he'll make some points across, and he does everything that he can possibly do to, if I'm in a foul mood or whatever the case might be, or if something's going on, there's plenty of times I'll jump in a whisper chat or officer chat and just, I'll fuss about something that's constantly happening or whatever the case is, and he'll just flat out, he's like, this happens, and let's try to correct it, whatever the case might be. I mean, he fills his role perfectly, the way he explained it.
Thank you, sir.
Me and him been running together for For a long time. I mean, since we were leveling our main characters, God,
I'd say about 7 months.
it's got to be longer than that. I think TBC's been out for 7 months.
Maybe you're right. I'm 51 years old, so my brain cells ain't what they were 25 years ago.
I'd say probably closer to about a year, honestly.
Probably about a year. That's true. I'll take that. But we're a good synergetic fit, so like like magnets, dude. It's like we attract to each other because our personalities way back in the day, and we knew we were just gonna click, and we took it to the next level, and here we are. They're shy.
They're worried. They're worried that you're recording. That's what it is.
Dude, I'm killing people in Star Citizen at the moment.
I guess you have your answer.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'll say about my members is that even though they're silent, especially in this particular moment, they get the job done, and that's what we like about them. And you witnessed during some of the raids. Sometimes it's just all business. It's quiet. People are getting it done, and we enjoy that. We take a lot of enjoyment in that.
This turned into a freaking podcast. Good grief.
This is Uzer. I would say that this guild is a place where the leadership is open to all kinds from different walks of life. And if you want to have a relaxed feeling guild, but still be able to accomplish things in game, then this is the place for you.
I like it.
I think I'm gonna cry.
I'd say we have a lot of fun together, and we just like to throw the bullshit around a little bit and get serious when we need to be serious.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do yourself a favor and stay off this server. It's dying.
Either
Not if we
that
can
or
help
get
it.
all your friends on and bring it back to life.
Hey. Hey, I always assume you're recording.
Nice. Thanks, Z. Appreciate your Awesome. Good night, bro.
Later, brother. Said that we didn't care. What's up?
I accidentally muted my mic the whole time we were interviewing. I'm a fucking
guy.
retard, man. So I think we got to run that back. You know, you cool with that, or you want to just do it another day?
I would. I mean, if you really feel like you got to do the interview thing, then I would say do it a different day.
All right, man. I'll catch you guys another day then. All right, man. Hold it down.
Pretty good, Z.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Later.